Well, it's all dry in the background now. I'm going to turn my attention to the flower and to the details within the flower. And what I'm going to be looking at are these soft shadows within the petals. And putting those soft shadows in will make the petals seem thin and as though they're going up and down, undulating. There's this green sort of vein that goes down the middle of each petal as well. I'll be doing that. Now, I need to mix a shadow colour, and for that I'm going to use cobalt blue. This is always a good colour for shadows, cobalt blue on white flowers, and cobalt violet. It could be another sort of delicate pink, but cobalt violet seems to work very well. Once again, bringing that in from one side and mixing it with the cobalt blue. I need an element of greeniness or yellow in there, so I'm just going to get something off a different part of the palette. There we are. That's more like a grey. I think I'll be all right with that. Just try it on my sheet. Yes, I think that's fine. For the soft shadows within the flower, I need to, the paint needs to run. I need to have a wet surface. So let's start with this petal here. I'm going to wet it with clean water. We'll do one petal at a time to start off with. And see how we go with that. I've also made sure I've got some aureolin mixed with a little bit of element of green in order to do this sort of stripe that goes down the middle. So let's put that in straight away. Wet in wet. A bit of green in it. And then within the same petal, I'm going to drop in some shadows, soft shadows wet in wet. Going from the outside of the petal in. Can you see how it's already showing those undulations on the petals? All right, that's enough for the first one. Let me just go on to this one. Not too wet, just enough to carry to soften. So that's wrong. Sorry, I need to put the yellow in there, don't I? Yeah. Oh dear. That's better. And then the soft shadows within the petals. I'm following the photograph very carefully here. Just one touch of the brush and then leave it alone. That's important. Even if it's not exactly as you want it, it's best to leave it alone and go back later on when it's dry and adjust it. There's the central vein, shadow colour coming in. You can see how the paint's spreading out in the water. You do have to get used to knowing how much water to put on. I know it is a lot to do with experience, this, so just keep at it. If it doesn't work the first time, you'll get it eventually. shadow colour. The harder shadows, the cast shadows, are going to go in later on, but I'm just having to do this initial stage first. Right, that's it for the soft shadows. Those need to dry now. So I think I'll go on to the leaves. Put a first wash on the leaves and bring out some of the shape of them. So using my green mix, I'm going to wet the leaf and go in with some colour, wet in wet. Trying to leave some yellow on the leaves for light. I often use two brushes because, you know, one for the water, for laying the clean water on, and then one for with the colour on. It's just quicker to do it that way. I do paint quite quickly. This is just a first layer of colour on the leaves. I'll be going in and putting some veins in them later on. It's important not to make the leaves appear to be the same colour as the background, because they'll just get lost. So I'm trying to make sure I leave a lot of the yellow exposed. So wet in wet and just laying the colour in some areas on the leaf. Should end up with that effect. This is quite dark. This leaf is underneath. It's got shadows being cast on it, so I can go quite dark with this one. I'll leave that to dry.